Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history of the 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny. This small copper coin from the Denver Mint may look ordinary, but it carries decades of American history, hidden varieties, and surprising collector value. So let's uncover the full story behind this classic wheat cent top 6 first up. The 1951 D. Wheat Penny is one of the fascinating coins in American numismatic history. Struck at the Denver Mint in 1951, this coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 until 1958. Collectors cherish it not just as a piece of pocket change, but as a reflection of U.S. history, design, and minting tradition. The Wheat Penny series was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the very first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real historical figure, breaking away from the traditional use of allegorical images like liberty. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, a Lithuanian-born sculptor who left an indelible mark on American coinage. The obverse of the 1951 D-cent features Abraham Lincoln's bust facing right, a portrait that remains iconic even today. Above his head is the inscription, "In God We Trust," while to the left is the word liberty. The year of issue, 1951, appears to the right, and beneath it lies the D Mint mark, signifying production at the Denver Mint. The reverse of the coin carries 2 stalks of wheat encircling the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. At the top, the phrase E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, reflects the nation's unity. This wheat ear design, simple yet powerful, gave the series its popular nickname, the Wheat Penny. The Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark on the 1951 D Penny, was an essential production hub during the mid-20th century. While Philadelphia produced a majority of cents overall, Denver was crucial in supplementing the supply, particularly during years of economic growth and population expansion. In 1951, the United States was in a period of post-World War II recovery and prosperity. The Korean War was underway, influencing national production and economic strategies. Coins like the 1951 D-cent were an everyday part of life, circulating in grocery stores, gas stations, and local markets. The mintage of the 1951 D. Wheat Penny was substantial. The Denver Mint struck more than 625 million pieces that year, making it one of the higher production issues of the Wheat Cent series. Because of this, the coin is not considered rare in circulated grades, but becomes scarcer in higher mint state conditions. The coin's composition reflects a long-standing U.S. tradition. It was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a formula that had been used since 1864 for the bronze cents. This metallic blend gave the penny its rich reddish-brown appearance when new, though many coins in circulation later developed darker tones due to oxidation. Design-wise, the 1951 D. Wheat Penny was consistent with the rest of the series, but slight die variations and minting quirks make some examples more desirable collectors. Double dies, repunch mint marks, and die cracks are among the varieties sought after today. Among these, the most notable are repunch mint marks, RPMs, with a D, appears double due to rehubbing errors at the Denver Mint. Such varieties, while not extremely common, can command higher premiums in the numismatic marketplace. Another aspect of the 1951 D-cent that enters collectors is its strike quality. Denver coins often exhibit sharper details compared to Philadelphia issues, as the Denver Mint was known for higher quality production during this era. This can make the 1951 D more appealing in higher grades. Circulated examples of the 1951 D penny are still found today in old coin jars, inherited collections, and even occasionally in pocket change. Because of its massive mintage, it was a common sight for decades, though its presence in circulation has greatly diminished since the Lincoln Memorial design replaced the wheat reverse in 1959. Uncirculated examples of the 1951 D. Wheat Penny are particularly popular among collectors who aim to assemble complete Lincoln cent sets. Red Mint State MS examples, retaining their original luster, are especially prized. These coins often sell for significantly more than their face value. The value of a 1951 D penny depends heavily on condition. A well-worn example may only be worth a few cents above face value, but higher-grade coins can fetch several dollars or more. Gem-quality examples graded MS-66 or higher by professional grading services are the true standouts, commanding strong prices. In addition to its monetary value, the 1951 D penny holds sentimental value. For many older collectors, it recalls an era when a penny could still buy small items and when coins were handled daily in cash transactions. This nostalgia contributes to its enduring charm. The Wheat Penny series itself has a special place in American history. As one of the longest-running U.S. coin series, it bridged the early 20th century through World War I, the Great Depression, World War II, and into prosperous post-war years. The 1951 descent is part of this broader legacy. Collectors often assemble wheat pennies by year and mint mark, making the 1951 a necessary piece in any complete set. Its abundance means it's accessible to beginners, but pristine examples provide challenges even for advanced collectors. Errors and varieties in the 1951 D penny add to its intrigue. Off-center strikes, clip planchets, and die breaks can create unique coins that stand out from the millions of regular issues. These error coins often sell for much higher amounts due to their rarity. From a historical perspective, the coin also tells the story of mid-20th century America. It circulated during a time when the U.S. was transitioning into a modern superpower, expanding globally while also nurturing domestic growth. The Denver Mint itself had a long history by 1951, having been established in the early 20th century to serve the needs of the Western U.S. Its role in minting pennies like the 1951 D demonstrates how regional mints supported the nation's growing coin demands. The 1951 D Wheat Penny also represents the end stages of the wheat cent series. Just 7 years later, in 1958, the reverse design would be replaced with a Lincoln Memorial, marking a shift in American coin iconography. Numismatists today see the 1951 D penny as a common but collectible issue. While not rare in circulated grades, its beauty, historical importance, and varieties keep it in strong demand among Lincoln cent enthusiasts. Educationally, the coin provides a great entry point for young collectors learning about mint marks, U.S. history, and coin grading. Because it is relatively inexpensive, it allows beginners to explore collecting without significant financial risk. Despite its commonality, the 1951 D penny can surprise collectors. High-grade certified examples, coins with full red luster, or rare air varieties can sell for hundreds, even thousands in auctions, showing that even ordinary-seeming coins can hide extraordinary value. In conclusion, the 1951 D Wheat Penny is more than just a small copper coin. It embodies American history, craftsmanship, and cultural memory. Whether resting in a child starter collection or shining in a high-end numismatic set, it continues to inspire fascination and respect among collectors worldwide. Next up, the 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny, also known as a Lincoln cent, is one of the most collected coins in American history. It belongs to the Wheat Penny series that was minted from 1909 to 1958. This coin features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln, making it a significant piece of American numismatic culture. The Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This was also the first time a U.S. president appeared on circulating coinage. By 1952, the design was already deeply loved and had become a permanent fixture in American pockets. The obverse of the 1952 Wheat Penny carries the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VB, had originally caused controversy in 1909 when they appeared prominently on the reverse, but by 1952, they were subtly placed on the shoulder of Lincoln's bust. On the reverse side of the 1952 penny, you'll find two stylized wheat stalks that curve along the edges. These wheat stalks symbolize agricultural prosperity and were the inspiration for the coin's popular nickname, Wheat Penny or Wheat Cent. The inscriptions on the obverse include, "In God We Trust" along the top, "Liberty" on the left side, and the date 1952 on the right. These features remain consistent with other pennies of the wheat series, preserving uniformity across the decades. The reverse of the coin carries the motto, E pluribus unum across the top, which translates to out of many one. Below it sits the denomination 1 cent, with United States of America inscribed just beneath. The wheat ears flank these inscriptions, framing them beautifully. The 1952 wheat penny was struck in 3 different U.S. mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Each of these versions carries its own level of rarity, desirability, and market value among collectors. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number of 1952 pennies. Without a mint mark, these coins were the most common in circulation. Millions were made, and most Americans at the time would have encountered them regularly in everyday transactions. The Denver Mint struck 1952. D wheat pennies. This mint mark D appears just below the date. The Denver issues were also produced in huge numbers, but due to regional circulation, they were found more commonly in the western United States. The San Francisco Mint produced the 1952 S wheat penny. These are often considered scarcer compared to the Philadelphia and Denver issues. While they are not extremely rare, collectors often pay closer attention to San Francisco pennies due to lower mintage numbers. The 1952 wheat penny is made primarily of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This composition had been the standard since the late 1800s, except for the war years of 1943, when pennies were struck in steel to conserve copper for military use. In circulation, the 1952 penny would appear with a reddish-brown or chocolate-brown patina. Freshly minted coins had a rich red luster, which today, if preserved, significantly increases their numismatic value. Economically, the penny in 1952 held more purchasing power than today. A single cent could buy a piece of candy, a newspaper, or contribute meaningfully to larger purchases. Thus, the 1952 penny played an important role in daily American life. The early 1950s were a time of post-World War II economic growth in the United States. Coins like the 1952 wheat penny circulated widely in this booming era, making them part of the everyday financial fabric of the nation. Culturally, the Lincoln cent served as a reminder of the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and freedom. In classrooms, many children learned to identify Lincoln's image through handling pennies, and this coin reinforced national history in everyday life. Many 1952 wheat pennies were saved by collectors even in the year they were released. Coin collecting was becoming increasingly popular in the mid-20th century, and Lincoln cents were often one of the first coins young collectors set aside. Errors and varieties from a 1952 wheat penny are also of interest to numismatists. Examples include double dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes. These rare varieties can significantly increase a coin's value. Condition is everything when it comes to collecting wheat pennies. While most 1952 cents are worth only a few cents in circulated grades, uncirculated examples with brilliant red luster can fetch several dollars or more. The grading scale used by collectors ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. A 1952 wheat penny in average circulated condition may only be worth a small premium over face value, but an MS65 red example could be worth much more to collectors. Over time, many 1952 wheat pennies were lost to circulation, worn down, or damaged. The surviving examples, especially those in pristine condition, are therefore sought after by collectors building Lincoln cent sets. One of the appealing aspects of the 1952 penny is its accessibility. New collectors can easily find one for a low price, while advanced collectors can pursue high-grade or rare mint-mark varieties for a challenge. In terms of market value, common circulated 1952 wheat pennies typically range between 5 and 20 cents. However, uncirculated examples in red coloration can range from a few dollars up to over $50 depending on the grade and rarity. The San Francisco issue 1952S tends to command a slightly higher value compared to Philadelphia and Denver issues, especially in higher grades. This is because of lower production numbers and fewer surviving red gems. Beyond their financial value, 1952 wheat pennies carry a nostalgic charm. For many Americans, they recall a time when coins were treasured, when every cent counted, and when saving pennies in jars was a common household habit. Today, the 1952 Wheat Penny remains a timeless collectible, representing not just a legacy of Abraham Lincoln, but also the resilience of a nation in a period of growth and prosperity. Whether found in a dusty attic, a coin roll, or a collector's showcase, this coin continues to tell the story of mid-20th century America. Next up, the 1953 Wheat Penny is a fascinating piece of American coinage history. Struck at the Denver Mint, it represents not only the beauty of classic U.S. coin design, but also the cultural and economic environment of the early 1950s. This coin, although common, is an essential part of the Wheat Penny series that ran from 1909 until 1958. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series was created to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth in 1909. By 1953, the coin had already been in circulation for more than 4 decades and had become one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. On the obverse of the 1953 Penny, President Abraham Lincoln's bust faces right, designed by Victor David Brenner. The portrait was based on photographs and sculpture work depicting Lincoln in a statesmanlike pose, symbolizing leadership and national unity. The inscriptions on the front include, "In God We Trust" above Lincoln's head, "Liberty" on the left side, and the year 1953, placed just to the right of Lincoln's portrait. Below the date is the mint mark D, representing the Denver Mint. The reverse side of the coin features 2 stylized wheat stalks along each rim, giving the Wheat Penny its popular nickname. Between the stalks are the inscriptions 1 cent, United States of America, and the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum at the top. The wheat ears symbolize American agriculture and prosperity, themes that resonated strongly with the nation throughout the 20th century. For everyday Americans in 1953, the design served as both a functional coin and a patriotic emblem of national strength. The 1953 Wheat Penny was minted in large numbers, with over 700 million coins struck in Denver. This makes it one of the higher mintage years in the Wheat Penny series, ensuring that the coins circulated widely throughout the country. Despite its high mintage, collectors today still seek out the 1953 Penny for its role in completing Wheat Penny sets. Every year and every mint mark variation is important to numismatists who specialize in Lincoln cents. The composition of the 1953 Penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a standard alloy used for U.S. cents from the late 1800s until 1962. Because of this high copper content, many older pennies from this era developed attractive natural toning, ranging from deep chocolate brown to brilliant red. In circulation during the 1950s, the penny still held real buying power. A single cent could buy candy, gum, or contribute to small purchases like bus fare. Thus, the 1953 penny was more than just pocket change. It was a coin with genuine purchasing value for everyday life. The early 1950s marked a post-war economic boom in America. Coins like the 1953 penny were essential tools of commerce, moving through millions of transactions in shops, diners, and households across the nation. Culturally, pennies were also often collected by children in the 1950s. Families would save jars of wheat pennies, and kids would search through change to find different dates and mint marks. The 1953 was one such coin that often appeared in those collections. Because of its abundance, the 1953 is not considered rare in circulated grades. However, when found in uncirculated condition with original mint red luster, the coin takes on significant collector interest and market value. Grading plays a critical role in the value of the 1953 penny. Coins graded in circulated condition may only be worth a few cents, but those graded MS 65 red or higher can be valued in the $10 to $20 range or more, depending on the market. Varieties and minting errors make the 1953 penny even more intriguing. Some examples are known with repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the D appears doubled or misaligned. Such varieties are highly collectible and can increase a coin's desirability. Other mint errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies, also exist for 1953 cents. These unusual pieces are far less common and are often prized by collectors specializing in U.S. coin errors. Collectors often categorize a coin into three major conditions: brown BN, red brown RB, and red RD. A fully red 1953 D penny is the most sought after, as it preserves the original fiery luster from the day it was struck. Large numbers of 1953 D pennies were hoarded over the years, especially during the 1960s when coin collecting experienced a boom. Many rolls of uncirculated 1953 D pennies still exist, though high-grade, well-preserved examples remain valuable. From a historical perspective, the 1953 D penny marks a time when the United States was establishing its global dominance during the Cold War era. Pennies from this year circulated in the pockets of Americans living through significant cultural and political changes. For numismatists, the 1953 D is an accessible coin, which makes it ideal for beginner collectors. Almost every coin dealer or coin show will have examples of this penny available, allowing new collectors to engage with history at a very affordable cost. The Denver Mint itself played an important role in U.S. coinage. Established in the early 1900s, it became one of the primary facilities for producing high volumes of circulating coinage. The 1953 D penny is a testament to Denver's efficiency and craftsmanship. Though not rare, the 1953 D penny still carries nostalgic and sentimental value. Many older Americans today remember using these coins in their youth, making a connection to childhood and mid-20th century American life. Market values for the 1953 D penny remain modest but steady. Circulated examples typically bring around 3 to 10 cents, while brilliant uncirculated red examples can range from $10 to $50 depending on grade and certification. Special attention is always given to error coins from this year, as they can command significantly higher prices at auction. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for these hidden treasures within otherwise common coins. In conclusion, the 1953 D Wheat Penny may be a common coin by mintage, but its historical, cultural, and numismatic significance is undeniable. It represents an era of American prosperity, reflects the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln, and continues to inspire collectors of all ages. Next up, the 1954 D Wheat Penny is part of the legendary Lincoln Cent series that ran from 1909 to 1958. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin is not especially rare, but it holds great historical and cultural significance, especially for those who cherish wheat pennies as a symbol of America's past. By 1954, the wheat penny design was already over 4 decades old. It had been introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, and became the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a president's portrait. The obverse of the 1954 D Wheat Penny features the right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His portrait was chosen not only for its artistic qualities, but also for its symbolic connection to freedom, unity, and leadership. The inscriptions on the obverse include, "In God We Trust," across the top, "Liberty" on the left side near Lincoln's profile, and the date 1954 on the right. Just beneath the date sits the mint mark D, denoting that this coin was struck in Denver. On the reverse, the coin displays 2 stylized wheat stalks curving along the edges. Between these wheat ears are the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above. This classic design gave the coin its popular nickname, Wheat Penny. The wheat stalks were a symbolic tribute to American agriculture, representing prosperity and hard work. In the mid-20th century, this design resonated strongly with the American people, many of whom still lived in farming communities. The 1954 D Wheat Penny was minted in very large numbers. The Denver Mint struck 251,552,500 coins that year, making it one of the higher mintage wheat cents of the decade. Its abundance means that circulated examples remain common to this day. Although plentiful, collectors value the 1954 D because every year in mint mark is essential to complete a wheat penny set. For many numismatists, collecting every date in mint mark is a rewarding challenge, and the 1954 D holds its rightful place in that lineup. The composition of the 1954 D Wheat Penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This bronze alloy had been standard since the 19th century, except during World War II, when copper was diverted to the war effort, and pennies were made of steel in 1943. Freshly struck in 1954, the penny would have had a bright red shine. Over time, however, exposure to the environment caused most examples to tone into brown or red-brown colors. Today, coins that retain their full original red luster are highly sought after. In 1954, the U.S. economy was thriving in the post-World War II era. Coins like the 1954 D penny circulated widely in shops, diners, and small-town businesses, helping fuel the growing consumer economy of the 1950s. The penny held much more purchasing power in 1954 than it does today. For example, a single cent could buy a piece of candy or go toward a larger purchase like a loaf of bread or a daily newspaper. This gave the 1954 D penny real significance in everyday life. Culturally, pennies were a favorite coin for children and beginning collectors in the 1950s. Many kids would search through their pocket change or family savings jars to look for different dates, and the 1954 D would be a familiar find. Because of its high mintage, the 1954 D wheat penny is not considered rare in circulated condition. Millions still exist today, which keeps its base value modest. However, coins in exceptional condition with brilliant red surfaces can carry strong premiums. The grading of the coin plays an essential role in its market worth. Circulated coins may sell for only a few cents, but uncirculated examples graded MS 65 or higher with a red designation can be valued between $10 and $30 or more. Collectors classify coins into brown BN, red-brown RB, and red RD categories. The 1954 D in full red condition is the most desirable, as it best preserves the coin's original appearance from the Denver mint presses. One of the reasons the 1954 D wheat penny remains popular is because of minting varieties and errors. Certain examples feature repunched mint marks, RPMs, in which the D mint mark was punched into die more than once, creating a visible doubling effect. Other known errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, and die breaks. These minting anomalies are relatively rare and can make an otherwise common coin highly valuable to collectors who specialize in error coins. The Denver Mint, which produced this coin, had been a cornerstone of American coinage since its establishment in 1906. In 1954, it was one of the most productive mints, capable of striking hundreds of millions of coins to meet the needs of a booming economy. The sheer volume of coins produced in Denver during this year ensured that in 1954, D pennies circulated far and wide. For many people, this penny was part of everyday change for bus fares, groceries, and even movie tickets. Although common, the 1954 D penny carries deep nostalgic value. Many Americans alive today remember using these coins during their childhood, making them not just a numismatic collectible, but also a personal memory amid 20th century life. The penny also serves as an educational tool for new collectors. Its affordability makes it a great starting point, and it allows beginners to learn about grading, mint marks, varieties, and coin preservation without a large financial investment. Market values for the 1954 D penny are stable. In circulated grades, they may be worth about 3 to 10 cents, while uncirculated examples with strong red color and certified grades can sell for significantly more. As with all wheat pennies, the 1954 D continues to generate interest among collectors worldwide. Whether purchased as a single coin, found in a coin roll hunt, or added to a full Lincoln Cent album, it remains a piece of American history. In conclusion, the 1954 D wheat penny stands as both a common coin and a cultural treasure. While not rare, it is a symbol of America's economic growth, Lincoln's enduring legacy, and the everyday life of the 1950s. Its presence in collections today ensures that this humble penny continues to tell the story of mid-century America. Next up, the 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most famous and widely collected coins in American numismatic history. Belonging to the Wheat Penny series, 1909 to 1958, it carries not only the image of Abraham Lincoln, but also a legacy of post-war America. By 1955, the wheat penny design had been in circulation for over 45 years. First issued in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a president's portrait, breaking with classical motifs of liberty. The obverse of the 1955 Wheat Penny features a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The details of his hair, face, and coat were meant to reflect dignity and honor, qualities Americans admired in their 16th president. The inscriptions on the front include, "In God We Trust," above Lincoln's head, "Liberty" to the left, and the date, 1955, on the right. For coins struck at the Denver Mint that year, a small D, mint mark appears just below the date. The reverse of the 1955 penny showcases two wheat stalks, one on each side of the design. These wheat ears frame the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with the motto E Pluribus Unum across the top. This reverse design, used from 1909 through 1958, symbolizes prosperity, agricultural abundance, and a hard-working spirit of the American people. The wheat theme connected strongly with a country where farming still played an important role in the economy. The 1955 Wheat Penny was produced at two different mints, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia Mint coins do not carry a mint mark, while the Denver Mint coins bear the D mint mark. Each type has its own collector following. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 330 million pennies in 1955, while the Denver Mint produced more than 563 million. Combined, this made over 890 million 1955 Wheat Pennies, meaning the year was not rare in terms of overall mintage. Despite these high mintages, the 1955 Wheat Penny is especially famous because of one of the most dramatic era coins in U.S. history, the 1955 double die obverse penny. This variety is considered the king of double dies and is among the most iconic U.S. coins. The 1955 double die obverse variety occurred due to a misalignment during the hubbing process, which caused the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1955 to appear strongly doubled. This error is extremely bold and easily visible to the naked eye. Thousands of these error pennies entered circulation before the mint noticed, and it quickly became legendary among collectors. Today, even well-worn examples of the 1955 double-die penny can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on condition. For the regular 1955 Wheat Penny, however, most examples are quite common in circulated grades. Collectors can easily find them for a few cents each, though uncirculated examples with full red luster are more valuable. The composition of the 1955 Wheat Penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the same as most U.S. cents of time. Because of this high copper content, many coins develop rich brown or red-brown toning over decades of circulation. When freshly struck, the coins displayed a brilliant red surface. Collectors prize examples that have retained this color, especially when graded mint state 65, MS65, or higher. Full red 1955 pennies are scarcer than their circulated or brown-tone counterparts. Economically, in 1955, the penny had far more purchasing power than it does today. A single cent could buy a piece of candy, contribute to a loaf of bread, or help purchase a newspaper. This made the penny a meaningful part of everyday transactions. The mid-1950s were a time of strong economic growth in the United States. Coins like the 1955 Wheat Penny passed through countless hands in a booming consumer economy filled with diners, drive-ins, and growing suburban neighborhoods. For children and new collectors in the 1950s, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was often the first coin collected. Searching for dates, mint marks, and varieties became a national hobby, and the discovery of the famous 1955 double die only fueled the excitement. Grading plays a critical role in determining the value of the 1955 Wheat Penny. Circulated examples of the regular issue are typically worth only a few cents, while uncirculated red examples can bring $5 to $20 or more depending on grade. For the double die obverse variety, values are dramatically higher. Even in low circulated grades, they often sell for several $100s, while mint state examples can reach tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Collectors also look for smaller varieties in the 1955 Wheat Penny. Repunched mint marks, RPMs, die cracks, and minor double dies exist and are of interest to specialists. Though far less valuable than the main double die, they still add excitement for hobbyists. Coins are further categorized into color designations: brown BN, red brown RB, and red RD. The 1955 D in full red mint state is one of the more attractive examples of mid-1950s coinage and carries strong premiums. The Denver Mint's huge production in 1955 ensured that the coin circulated widely across the western and central United States. Meanwhile, Philadelphia coins dominated in the East, giving both varieties strong national presence. Though common, the 1955 wheat penny remains popular because of its direct link to the famous double-die variety. Collectors rarely stop at owning just one. Many aim to collect both the normal issues and the legendary error. Today, the 1955 wheat penny continues to be a cornerstone of Lincoln Cent collections. Beginners appreciate its affordability, while advanced collectors chase high-grade examples and the famous double die, making it a coin for every level of numismatics. In conclusion, the 1955 wheat penny is more than just a small copper coin. It represents American prosperity in the 1950s, carries the enduring image of Lincoln, and produced one of the most iconic mint errors in history. Whether common or rare, circulated or gem-red, the 1955 penny is a timeless collectible that tells a remarkable story. Next up, the 1957 D Wheat Penny is one of the final issues in the iconic Wheat Penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin represents the tail end of nearly 50 years of production and carries both historic and collector appeal. By 1957, the Lincoln Wheat Penny had already become one of the most recognized coins in America. First issued in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a president on circulating currency. The obverse design of the 1957 D Wheat Penny features a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln. This portrait, created by Victor David Brenner, is one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history and is still in use today on the Lincoln Memorial and Shield cents. On the front of the coin, above Lincoln's head, is the national motto, "In God We Trust." To the left of Lincoln's bust is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1957. Just beneath the date sits the mint mark D, indicating Denver Mint production. The reverse of the 1957 D penny is equally iconic. Two stylized wheat stalks curve up along each side of the coin, framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Across the top runs the motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. The reverse wheat design, symbolic of prosperity and agriculture, gave the coin its popular nickname Wheat Penny. By 1957, this design was nearing its end, as it would be replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial reverse. The Denver Mint struck a massive 1,051,342,000 wheat pennies in 1957, placing the 1957 D among the highest mintage coins in the entire series. This abundance ensured that the coin circulated widely across the United States. Because of its enormous production numbers, the 1957 D Wheat Penny is not considered rare in circulated condition. Millions survive to this day, making it an affordable and accessible coin for collectors. The composition of the 1957 D penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a bronze alloy that had been used for most U.S. cents since the 1800s. This gave the coins their traditional reddish color when new, though most toned to brown with age. When freshly minted, the 1957 D penny had a brilliant red appearance. Over time, coins exposed to circulation developed red-brown or full brown patinas. Today, coins graded red RD, in mint state condition, are especially prized by collectors. In the economy of 1957, a penny had real buying power. A single cent could purchase a piece of candy, contribute to bus fare, or help pay for a loaf of bread. This made the 1957 D Wheat Penny an active player in everyday American commerce. The late 1950s marked a period of strong growth in the United States. Suburban expansion, the rise of consumer culture, and booming industry meant that coins like the 1957 D passed quickly through countless transactions in a thriving economy. For children and new collectors, pennies were the most common starting point in coin collecting. Many young hobbyists in the 1950s and 1960s searched through their change to find wheat pennies, and in 1957, D was one of the coins they often encountered. Although common, the 1957 D penny still has collector value, especially in high grades. Circulated examples may be worth only a few cents, but uncirculated coins with brilliant red luster can sell for several dollars or more. Grading is a critical factor in value. Coins are judged on where luster, strike, and eye appeal. A 1957 D in mint state 65 red condition can sell for around $10 to $20, while superb examples in MS67 or higher can command much more. Collectors also pay close attention to era varieties from 1957 D. Some examples feature repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the D mint mark was stamped in the die more than once, creating a doubled or shadowed effect. Other minting errors include off-center strikes, die breaks, and double dies. These error coins are much scarcer than normal strikes and are often worth significantly more to collectors specializing in error coins. Color is another important factor for value. Numismatists classify coins as brown BN, red-brown RB, or red RD. A fully red 1957 D penny with minimal blemishes is far more valuable than a similar coin in brown. Because so many rolls of 1957 D pennies were saved by collectors and banks, uncirculated examples remain relatively common. However, finding one with strong eye appeal and full luster is still a rewarding challenge. The Denver Mint, where this coin was struck, played a crucial role in supplying coins to the western and central United States. By 1957, the facility was producing enormous quantities of coins to meet the needs of a growing population. Historically, the 1957 D Wheat Penny represents one of the last issues of the series before the major design change in 1959. As such, it has nostalgic value as a final chapter, coin for those who grew up with wheat pennies in their pockets. Many older Americans today remember using 1957 D pennies in their youth. This makes the coin not only a collectible but also a piece of living memory tied to soda fountains, jukeboxes, and drive-in theaters of the 1950s. The coin is also a favorite among roll hunters, collectors who search through rolls of pennies from banks to find wheat pennies. The 1957 D often appears in such hunts, delighting collectors with a direct link to the past. Market values for the 1957 D remain modest but steady. Circulated examples may be worth 2 to 5 cents, while uncirculated red mint state examples can fetch $5 to $25 depending on grade. High-end certified coins and rare errors can sell for much more. In conclusion, the 1957 D Wheat Penny is both common and historically significant. It marks the end of the beloved wheat design, carries the enduring image of Lincoln, and reflects the booming spirit of 1950s America. Affordable, nostalgic, and full of character, it remains a must-have coin for collectors of all levels.